Welcome to the Balking Dead. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and this show is still sponsored by Prize Picks. And this big black screen next to me is here because I don't know why, but eventually it'll disappear. So before that does disappear, go on over to Prize Picks, use promo code PubSports. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100. They got you guys. So not just that, it's like saying thank you to us 1,000 times. Use the promo code one time, and thank you. I'll say thank you. Like, that's the least I can do, and I'm gonna keep giving you winners. So smash the like if you haven't. And yesterday was a good day, guys. I went 2-0 on K props. I knew last night was shady. We talked about it, guys. When you see red alarm bells in a game, you should probably fucking listen to those alarm bells. So definitely I'm seeing the board well, and we got a day of all days to talk about. Today is a day for guys like the fucking homie underrated, a.k.a. the shit pitch whisperer. Today is a day for guys who just don't strike people out, guys, and they're not guys that I normally would want to fucking bet on. I have my black book. My black book consists of the top 45 guys win strikeouts in the MLB, plus some other guys that I keep adding into it. There's one or two guys are registering on this list today, guys, and I don't just run them because they're on that list. That just means I've got a boatload of info to talk about on them. So, had to dig into some other information and pull up some stuff, and today's a day where I'm going to bet quarter units. I'm not going to go half pull. I'm not going to go full pull. Like I said, I'm not the shit pitch whisperer, guys, but these are situations where a lot of the numbers are telling me to bet the numbers. So that's what we're going to have to do today on the Balking Dead, because today is the day of shit pitching, and it is what it is. Life's a bitch, then you marry one, guys. So let's get into talking baseball, the best thing in the fucking world, besides Pinocha. So let's get to it. Braves at Phillies. There is a 21% chance of rain in this game with wind blowing out at 10 miles per hour. Max Fried versus Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Suarez. Fried is 10-3 with a 2.64 ERA in 19 games. He has the same home road splits, but has played 5 more games at home. That's a big freaking difference, but at the end of the day, Max Fried is an ace and has been an ace all fucking year. 15 of his last 17 games, he's gone 6+ innings, including a game versus these Phillies back on May 24th. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs with 5 strikeouts. 3 games last year, he went 5 to 7 innings and had 6, 6, and 8 strikeouts. We're talking strikeouts and stuff on this show because that's what we talk about. I could pull up his runs and all that for you, but there's other shows for that. Today we're here to bet props, so we attack the prop parts. And they have his props at today, 6+ minus 121, 5.5 on Prize Picks, and 36.5 fantasy score. When I pull up his math time. At home, he's averaging 9 strikeouts per 9, where on the road, it's only 7.5. Versus lefties, he's averaging 9 strikeouts per 9, and it drops down to 8 versus righties. This guy is an elite pitcher. What I mean by that is he is okay with getting a ground ball. He is okay with getting the double play, the pop-up. He wants to go longer into the game. And like Alcantara, guys, and Fried's been doing this for a while, to go longer into the game means you're not striking people out, like at the end of the fucking day. So let's pull up some of these numbers, and this can be a good spot for Max Fried today. There's 2 guys in this lineup that just fucking destroy this guy, and one of them's on the IL. One of those guys being Bryce Harper, guys, and JT Realmuto is the other, and we'll talk about him when we talk about some props. But you can pitch around one guy, you can't pitch around 2. So I think this guy is in line for a big day today. It's just, are the strikeouts going to be there? That's the question. When I pull up the numbers from 524 to today, they were walking 7.5%, striking out 25.5% of the time back on May 24th. They're striking out 17.4% of the time right now, walking 10% of the time, and their average and OPS has dropped off considerably from a 241, 787 OPS to a 225, 630 OPS. They've fallen off the roof not hitting, but they haven't been striking out. So that can play into a Max Fried, guys. Max Fried will freaking have a game of all games, go 9 innings, and not hit the strikeout prop. I've seen it too many times in this type of situation. And the fact that there's rain involved in this game, 21% chance of rain is enough for me to pass. There's too many things with rain that you just don't get, guys. You can get an umpire with a big strike zone that can help you, or you can get pulled in the third inning and you get shafted. Yes, K props, you get refunded if the game doesn't go 8.5 innings. But if they restart the game up, you get shafted. So I don't fuck around with rain, guys, at the end of the day. So I will pass on some max free. Then we get into the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. And this is a spot where we got lots of numbers to look at because this will be the third time he's played them this year. And I think he gets his head torn off, but yet gets his strikeouts. And I'm not going to bet a guy's strikeouts for that, even though I've seen it 100 times. But this, to me, adds up to a spot where he's going to get hit and he's going to get some strikeouts. So let's talk about it. He has a home 5.15 ERA and a road 3.23. And where is he at? At home. Okay. He's seen these guys 3 times and a few times last year, but all last year was out the bullpen, so we're not going to take too much into it. May 25th at Atlanta, 4.1 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. June 29th in Philadelphia, 6.2 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. And the numbers from that day with the 7 Ks and where he did give up 4 earned runs, they match up to the numbers today where these guys are at. When I pull up 629 to this days, they're both walking 8.5% of the time. They're striking out the same 24% of the time. Their average was a 284 on June 29th. It's a 262 now, pretty fucking close. And their OPS was an 869, and it's a set, and it's pretty much an 800 right now. So their OPS has dropped down some, but the average, the walk percentage, the strikeout percentage numbers, those all match up. Now, I'm not going to bet a guy that I think that can get hit, and I'm not going to bet a guy that doesn't look for strikeouts. This is a guy we have bet at times, and it's got to be screaming for this guy to be played on, in my opinion. He is a guy who throws a sinker ball. He wants that ground ball, weak ground ball contact, guys. He throws it over 50% of the time, and yeah, like I said, I can't bet that at all. And not when a guy I think is going to get pounded. We are going to get into a guy in the next game where I think he's going to pitch well. Once again, the shit pitch whisperer is going to have to allow me to bet this guy and steal his name today. So is what it is. And Ranger Suarez, I think it's the same type of game, guys, where he goes about 6 innings, gives up 3 to 4 runs, and has 5 to 7 strikeouts. But at the rate of getting hit where I think he can, I don't know what inning he will get pulled in, so I'm not gonna there's too much risk reward there, in my opinion. When I break down bullpens over the last 30 days, Braves pin is 11th with a 3.26 ERA, and the Phillies pin is number 2 over the last month. They have been fucking smoking, guys, like straight up over the last month, but the last month, hands down, 2.69 ERA, no run first inning, is at a -120. Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash the like if you guys haven't. It's Monday. You know the drill. And I know my boy Tone up in there, and he brought this up to me today, and then I did my look and math work on him, and I'm like, damn. 2+ bases is at +125 right now. JT Realmuto versus Fried. In 31 plate appearances, he has 10 hits, 6 extra base hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. 3 home runs, my bad. Trace 3 home runs. Damn, the guy owns the guy. And the best part about betting the K-prop, guys, 0 walks. 31 plate appearances, 0 walks. Don't care about the 9 strikeouts. It looks like you're hitting for power by the times you do connect on this guy. The only thing that worries me about this guy today is no Bryce Harper. That, I think you can pitch around him today. So I'm going to tick back. I do understand that he's got great numbers and don't hate anybody on him. I'm afraid of a rain game. I will not be involved in any type of way in a game where I think I can lose my money. So, on to the next game, where we get to talk about Zach Plesac versus Nick Pivetta. And let's be real, Zach Plesac is Zach Nutsack, guys. And I'm going to put a quarter unit bet on some Nutsack today. And I'm going to get into it. I don't like to bet on shitty pitchers, and this guy right here has too many things telling me to bet him. 2-7 with a 4.02 ERA in 17 games. He does have a home 3 ERA and a road 4.93. And this bum will be on the road today. So that is something this guy pitches worse on the road. I get it. He had 7 straight games of going 6+ innings until his last 2 games, but both were in the division and one was seeing the same team in the last 10 days. So I expect a solid game for fucking Plesac today. He's getting a team that's in the pits, in the dumpster fire, and I would not be surprised if they start selling by the end of the week. They're just in shambles, guys, and the numbers say they're in shambles too. You can see it on the field. You can see it on here. This team, granted, this ain't their division, hasn't won a series versus their division all year, and they have the most series coming up in their own division, guys. They know they're not going to make the playoffs at this rate, and they're going to start trading people and putting in kids that shouldn't be in the big leagues, guys. And over the last 200 plate appearances, they're walking 5%, bottom 2 in the league. They're striking out 29.6, top 3 in the league with a 218 average, 663 OPS, and an ISO of 183. So their ISO is high. So they probably will get them for a home run or two. But by all the numbers, guys, it's telling me Zach Plesac, Zach Nutsack, whatever you want to fucking call him. Today we're going to call him Mr. Moneybag Yo because he's going to pay us a little bit. So math time with Plesac. This guy's better at pretty much the same. No. Wrong guy. Let's get into it. Sorry. That was Pivota's math time. Let's get back to Plesac. Plesac is the same home road split strikeout wise, but he dominates the right-handed side. Like I thought at first I needed to check the lineups. The projected lineup was going to be 5 right-handers, 4 lefties, and I was ready to play it at that. That's a check box. Okay, I like that number. He doesn't really strike lefties out. Like it's bad. It's below 5 strikeouts per 9. So we do, and he does strike out righties about 1 per inning. So I see 1 per inning like he did versus this team earlier. Last year. Last year he faced them 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Okay, a strikeout per inning. By the numbers, it says a strikeout way more per inning. And then when I get into it, I pull out everything and I do his numbers. He averages 4 strikeouts on the road versus non-division teams without any other numbers. So there's so many different boxes checking off that 4. So let's look at them. Well, on Price Picks, they have them at a 4 at minus 150. So I will bet that as a straight up bet. On Price Picks, you have to get a 5+ at plus 100 for that to cash. You will get a push on the 4. So I will be on the 18.5 fantasy score with him on Price Picks. That's too low for a guy who's going to be out there and go 6 innings versus this team. They're struggling. This is a nice spot for Zach Plesac, and I will be on a quarter unit bet on his 3.5 at minus 152. Next, we got to talk about Nick Pivetta. At one time, this guy was bet on, and at certain times when I run through him, because he is in my black book, when I run through him, there are situations to call on betting Nick Pivetta. So let's talk about him. 8-7 with a 4.5 ERA in 19 games. He has the same home road splits, and he's coming in off of 3 bad starts. They were all in the division, and they back-to-back versus the Yankees. So you still got to pay attention to, okay, he did have a few bad starts, but then again, I could also say why he had those bad starts. So, at the end of the day, he's been pretty freaking solid. And Red Sox have not won a series this year versus their own division, like I said earlier, and his record shows why. So you don't need to pay attention to that 8-7, and his home run splits are the same, pretty much as a 4.5 ERA, no matter where he's at. And now he's getting the team that he just faced June 24th. And when he faced them June 24th, he had a fucking really good game. 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Their lineup is projecting 5 lefties and 4 right-handers. So when I go look at when I look at their math, he averages 8.5 each way, lefties and righties. No, that's home road. 8.5 home road, so we don't need to worry about, does he pitch better, does he pitch home. Right-handers, he's striking out 9.2 per 9, and lefties, it drops down to 8.1. So a whole strikeout different versus righties. And Cleveland is one of those teams that fall under the projections of, you better have some really good fucking reasons to run a K prop versus Cleveland. I mean, yes, some will hit, but more often than not, at the end of the year, betting unders versus Cleveland will win you money. I don't bet unders. That shit ain't for me. But when I run the numbers up versus them now, they're the same exact team. They're walking 6.7% now. They were walking 6.3%. They're striking out 19.3% now. They were at 18.6 then. 279 average on June 24th and a 263 average now. 777 OPS and a 730 now. ISO 150, 149. They're the same fucking team within 20 points of every fucking category that means something to me. And a lot of those are really fucking good. That's what's so crazy about it. And he went out there and dealt versus them. So I don't expect this same type of numbers to come. I think that was an outlier in his performance. But if he goes out and has a good game today, I wouldn't be surprised. He's shown that he can do it versus this team and against these numbers. But I'm going to say that was just a good game from Pivota. And can you do it again? I don't think so. So if you look at some of these hitter-pitcher matchups right out the way, you're going to go straight to Ahmad Rosario versus Nick Pivota. He's batting 411 plate appearances. But dig a little deeper, guys. All of his hits are freaking singles. So don't be looking at no over 1.5 if you want to play on Ahmad Rosario. I don't hate on running any Cleveland type guys today. Boston's just been bad guys, but if you want to pick on them, I get it. Both of these bullpens are bottom 5 over the last 30 days. It's not about just picking on starting pitching. It's also about picking on bullpens. And Nick Pivota still gave up 9 hits while only giving up 2 earned runs. And their bullpen is trash. Cleveland's 26th with a 5.32 over the last 30, and Red Sox are 28th with a 5.47. So there's going to be ample opportunities for these Cleveland bats to hit their props today. So anybody looking at DraftKings, FanDuel, I think the Cleveland stack today is going to be sneaky. I think it is. So free lineup on FanDuel, stack it up with them Guardians, man.
What do you think about the Braves on DK?
I'm afraid of running anything to do with the rain. I would seriously have to monitor the rain and what happens if a rain delay happens? What happens if they cancel the game? What happens if you've got players in and it rains and now you're burnt? Yeah, that's happened.
You get zeros.
You get goose eggs. They don't give you a replacement. And FanDuel's even worse because once the game starts, you can't even take them out. Like not even start. Once the 4 p.m. starts, and say the guy doesn't play till 7, the lineups aren't out. Well, the lineups came out, and they don't let me take them out. But you got to know the rules, and you got to understand. So even if you're gonna, and I'd be afraid of the Braves too because the Phillies pin is number 2. It's not just about picking on a starting pitcher. So you want full bullpens and you want pitching, if you catch my drift. So in the next game, I've got another sneaky stack. But then again, I might be wanting to run a K prop. So we're going to talk Padres and Tigers. And shout out to the chat, guys. It's Monday. We're already 50 deep. Smash the like. Only 22 likes. 22? Smash the fucking like I smashed them BBWs, guys. And let's get into the last few games. 2 games. And we got an extra game to talk about because it's Noah Syndergaard. We got to pick on him with some stolen base props. You know what happens on Syndergaard Day, guys. It's like, but yeah, let's get into the Padres and Tigers. Sean Manaea versus Drew Hutchinson. And I didn't do a breakdown on Drew Hutchinson. That's one shit pitcher that I'm not going to do a breakdown on. But I've got a whole breakdown on Sean Manaea. And I've got a bet on the Tigers that I want to play, and I did bet my monies on today. So let's talk about it. Man. Sean Manaea is 5-4 with a 4.11 ERA in 17 games. He does have a home 4.53 ERA and a road 3.76. And not just a road now, guys. He's got now one of the best road ballparks to pitch in Detroit. This is a big ballpark. 11 of his last 13 games, he's gone 6+ innings, and he hasn't seen these Tigers since last April, where he went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 0 walks, and 7 Ks. going through my little black book, every game on the road where a team is walking 9% or better, so top 10 in the league, 4 out of 5 games, he's hit 6+ strikeouts or more. I told you that stat because the Tigers are walking 9.2%. 4 out of 5 games this year where a team's walking 9% or more, which is usually what you don't want to run a K-prop on, he hits his K-prop. Okay, so let's do some math time on Sean Manaea. Home, he averages 7.7 strikeouts per 9. He's on the road where he averages 10 strikeouts per 9. So his strikeouts go up 2.3 Ks per 9, which is fucking a beautiful sight to see. Versus lefties, it's a 7.6, and righties, he averages 9.5 K per 9. Well, we know the guy's going to go 6 innings. We want presumptively more righties than lefties in the lineup, and most of the time you're going to get righties in the lineup and not lefties. And their projected lineup right now is 7 right-handeds, 2 left-handeds. Once I see a full lineup, this may be a half-unit bet for me today. This will be my bigger bet because this is a guy that I do trust at times, but the numbers do not call for it. These Tigers are not striking out. They're at 18.4%. They're crushing lefties at a 276 average and a 780 OPS with an ISO of over 174. So this team does hit lefties. Last year, that's all they could hit. And today is a day where Big Show, my producer, was just asking about Braves, where this could be a sneaky game where the Braves do get to Sean Manaea, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Hase started coming around over the last month, hitting lefties again, and has been money. And that's not even the guy that I'm going to talk about here. No run first inning in this game is at a -125, but religiously, I have to play this as a auto bet until the numbers tell me not to. And he's hit 8 out of his last 10 times. You do the math. That's an easy 80% and over 65% on the year at over 1.5 bases on a left-handed pitcher. Javier motherfucking Baez, guys, versus you knew it? Huh?
Yeah, I put it up in the chat.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah. Javier, you see me put him out the other day, guys, and I'm not a greedy guy. I tell you guys when I can. And at the end of the day, he hits lefties at a 347 and righties at a 176. His slugging goes from a 307 to a 600, and his OPS goes from a 537 to a fucking 946. He loves lefties, and Sean Manaea don't walk people. Sean Manaea throws in the zone. That's why I also brought up how he's hit 4 out of 5 strikeout props this year to 6 or better when he's gone up against a team who walks at a good rate. Guess what? He don't walk people. Something to think about, right? So definitely in there, and especially if they load up some righties. Yeah, he can get hit, but I expect the strikeouts still to be there today, and that's why I will trust him at least for a half-unit bet if the lineup says what the projected lineup says it's going to be. So, yeah, definitely don't hate any stack up on Detroit Tigers, not just picking on Sean Manaea, and Sean Manaea can have a great game. Padres bullpen is 29th over the last 30 days, guys, with a 5.57 ERA compared to the Tigers with a 3.38 middle of the pack. And 3.38 15th ERA, that's more like a top 10 ERA, guys. Just because some of these teams in the league are dealing right now out the bullpen, don't look at that 15th and they'll be like, oh, well, they're just, no. 3.38 is a really good fucking ERA over the last 30 days, guys. So Detroit pin is magnificent. They've been pretty good all damn year. And the pin to worry about is that Padres pin. So it's hard to say to go bet the Tigers or that I like the Tigers, but I really do here, guys. But I also like Sean Manaea's K-prop here. But once again, getting hit has nothing to do with the guy's K-prop. That's 2 different categories. So shout out to the chat, guys. It's Monday. We're almost to 60 deep. Smash the damn like if you haven't. And let's get to some more monies. We got one more game to talk about. And I got a quarter unit bet on a K-prop here. Once again, if you're tuning in now, I've got quarter unit bets and maybe 1/2 unit bet going. Today is a day like the homie underrated, a.k.a. the shit pitch whisperer. He loves the bet on shit pitchers to hit K-props. And I get it. It cashes for some people. And That's just not what I do. I bet guys who strike people out, and then I find the situations when to bet on them. Yesterday, I had 10, at least 10, maybe 11 guys in my black book. In my black book, I have 45 of the top strikeout pitchers in baseball, and some people more added in. And we played 2 of them yesterday. Those 2 cashed. 1 out of the other fucking 7 cashed, guys. Like, I know when to bet my guys for the most part. That's why I hit at this high percent that I do. I don't chase situations. I don't chase, oh, look, they're playing the Angels. Oh, look, they're playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. I know it works for some people. I'm not going to fucking badmouth you. That's just not my style. That's just not for me. I want a guy where if I'm down 0 walk percent not 0 walk percent, I'm down 2-3 strikeouts. And I like to be on a strikeout per inning average at least when I'm on a guy, because I usually play the high numbers. I like to start out with 2 strikeouts and then just go 1 per inning, and then you feel comfortable, you know. But when you start out with 3 innings and you got 1 strikeout and you're like, fuck, this is cooked. We're cooked, as the homie Trey would say, cooked. But yeah. These guys that I normally bet on can always bring us back, even when we're down 3-1. They can strike out the side. I can then make a call to the Kremlin, have maybe some of their family members tied up, and they start to strike people out at an incredible rate. So those are the guys I like to bet on. Those are the guys that are my dirty Ks. So today we're going to play it safe, and we're going to quarter bet some props. So far I did bet Nutsack, aka Zach Plesac, over 3.5 at -150 at a quarter unit bet. And I'm going to be on Kyle Freeland over 4.5 at +117. Plus monies. We like the plus monies. Let's get into it.
You said Baez on 10-day IL.
Well, thank you. That sucks balls. I appreciate you, JPZ. Damn, why'd they take my bet, those assholes? Ugh. Well, I will be getting refunded. And I'm going to go bet Hase then, guys. Like I said, dude, he's going to be sneaky. He'll be at better numbers. And the guy's just last year owned lefties. And he hits usually in the 4 spot versus lefties. And that's how good he's been lately. And wouldn't be surprised him to be bumped up with Baez being out now. So, definitely liking that K prop a little more now with Sean Manaea with no Baez. Even though Baez is good for a good strikeout, but dude, that dude's numbers versus the lefties are enough to make you want to just be like, oh, please just hit me once. Please, one time, just once. So, yeah, my bad, guys. Definitely didn't see you was on the IL. I did play him 2 days ago, and I did bet his prop today. So, my bad, chat. Fucking you rock, JPZ. You're the man. I appreciate you. You guys are all the man, though. Without you guys, there ain't no me. We're already 70 deep on a Monday, and we got 2 games still to talk about. So
DraftKings has him in. DraftKings has number 2. So
it is what it is. If he's there, I'm on him. If not, I already got the bet in. Like I said, guys, I don't just give you shit that I tell you when I like a prop. And I tell you when I bet a prop, guys. And if something sounds good to you, then bet it at the end of the day. I'm here to give you information and numbers, and I dig shit up like no one else, guys, at the end of the day. I do thorough breakdowns on the shit I bet. And I have a crazy-ass memory for a pothead. So let's get into this game and why I'm on Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland, 4-7 with a 4.96 ERA in 18 games. He has a home 5.66 ERA and a road 4.11. Kyle Freeland's a guy I always look to bet on the road. Over the last few years, the guy's been money on the road. So what? He gets fucking smacked in Colorado. Name me many guys that don't get smacked in Colorado. So we got him in Milwaukee. So let's talk about this. Whew. I don't know what the fuck I wrote here. My rating's fucking crap. So let's read into it. So he likes to pitch away from Colorado, obviously. June 1st, he's gone 6+ innings, 3 of 4 games since June 1st. He has been hit super hard the last 3 games. If you go back and be like, oh man, this guy's been bad. Well, at the end of the day, it was a back-to-back in there versus a fucking Dodgers team, and the other team was in the division as well. This dude does get hit in the division. It is what it is. We got this guy now out the division against a team that hasn't seen him since 2019, guys. I don't know where I was at in 2019, but at the end of the day, big advantage Kyle Freeland. So let's get into some math with Kyle Freeland. He averages a weak-ass 5.3 strikeouts per 9 on the road. I mean, at home. And at road, he averages 7K per 9. Lefties, he strikes out 8.1. While righties, he strikes out 6 per 9. By the numbers, you wouldn't really want to bet Kyle Freeland. But he does average 7 on the road. And we're getting a team that's striking out at a crazy percent. And they're just not hitting lefties. The Brewers have a problem with lefties. This goes back to last year. There was about a 2-3 week period this year where they did hit. I track everything 15 to 30 days, so I graph it, and I can track the fucking even flow of the team, guys. At the end of the day, baseball's a super streaky sport, and you need to track, in my opinion, you need to track it in either 7, 14s, or 30s and just keep rotating because shit fucking changes. So, let's get into it. Projected lineup is 7 right-handers and 2 lefties. And their numbers are trash. 10.1 walk percentage, 26.8 K percentage. That's top 5. That is bad. And a 229 average with the 663 OPS and an ISO of a 112. When I run these numbers up versus the Pittsburgh Pirates when he played them on May 24th, and this was right before the Pirates decided striking out to every lefty and their mom. Like I said, this isn't something that goes on for all the time, guys. And it looks like the Angels are starting to turn the corner as we talk about people fading teams. Like, you got to know when a team stops, or at least track and start seeing it, because Pittsburgh Pirates, up until May 24th, when Kyle Freeland went and destroyed them, was a team over the last 5 years who were one of the better teams at making contact versus left-handers. They aren't over the last month and a half, and we're going to keep picking on them until that. So, but at the end of the day, this is a streaky sport, and we're running into a team that's just not seeing the ball. They're striking out at an absurd rate, and I expect Kyle Freeland to go 6+ innings today and hit that 5 strikeouts. So, 3 out of 4 games on the road versus non-division teams, so a 75% clips, he's had 5 strikeouts or more. And now we've got that going up with the numbers of the Milwaukee Brewers being really bad, guys. So everything's telling me he's going to have 5 strikeouts or more, go 6+ innings in this game. So I will be on him for a quarter unit, plus 117 at 5+ strikeouts for some Mr. Freeland today. On the other side, we have a guy that I like, and a guy that I had to take a little pause on, and almost got kicked square in the balls on Aaron Ashby. So, woo! Shout out to my guy, Chris Gardero, for bringing that up to me last week and saved me a whole lot of money. Aaron Ashby, 2-7 with a 4.57 ERA. He has pitched out the pen and started the last 9 games, not including a bullpen day used as a starting game versus the Giants. He got whopped the other day versus the Giants. I get it. July 17th. Fine. He pitched 3 days beforehand, and I didn't even notice the 3-day mark. That shit scared the fuck out of me. Before I knew the 3-day mark, I knew the Giants were hitting the ball, but I thought I might have a fucking sneaky spot to run Ashby because he showed me versus Minnesota that he's back to being okay. He came off the IL. I had to stay off a guy coming off the IL. That's one of my rules, unless you're fucking Max Scherzer or Verlander or someone that I know that's ready to go a full workload. The majority of the guys aren't ready for that. So I give Ashby a break. I say, okay, you go show me you're good again. He gets whopped by Pittsburgh, sees him on a back-to-back. Yeah, okay. And then does really good versus Minnesota. So now I'm like, okay, I can bet my guy again. He's back. We're ready. And then I'm ready to bet him versus the Giants. And I thought it was 4 days. And then I get told it was 3. And I'm like, oh, my God, it's a bullpen day. If a guy pitches on 3 days, they're not going to use you bullpen in between starts. At the end of the day, guys, if you don't know that, you throw a bullpen session your 3rd day in between starts. They decided to give him a live bullpen and he got rocked. But at the end of the day, they didn't care. They had a pitch limit on him, and it is what it is. He should be ready for a full workload today, in my opinion. So let's look at to it. Let's look at to it. So, math time with Aaron Ashby. He strikes out 10 per 9 at home, 11.2 on the road, and he destroys the left-handed side. He is a left-handed pitcher. 14.75 K per 9 compared to a 10 strikeout per 9 versus right-handed pitching, right-handed hitting. So we get into the numbers, and they're walking 7.8%. They're not striking out, 17.9%. And they got a 265 average and a 775 OPS and a 184 ISO. The Rockies. The Rockies hit fucking lefties. That's one thing they've done over the last few years. And they hit high velocity lefties. So I knew they were going to get Clayton Kershaw at home. There's certain times but there's certain times where you can pick on them. And their projected lineup is 7 right-handers and 2 left-handers. And I would need 4 left-handers for me to feel comfortable play Aaron Ashby versus these numbers that these guys run out there, guys. So can he get his strikeout prop while getting the living dog shit kicked out of him today? Yeah, he can. And I could see that happening because this team just crushes lefties at the end of the day. The numbers are the same exact numbers as the Twins, who we just faced 2 weeks ago, who have a 7.7 walk percentage. They're not striking out either. They're 17%. Their average and OPS, though, are not where the Rockies at. So he did go 4 innings, 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts versus them. And by the numbers, it says with 7 righties, 2 lefties, it tells me he's not getting them strikeouts unless he's getting just pounded and pounded and pounded. Eventually, they're coming. But I think he gets hit hard today, guys, in my opinion. Hopefully, Aaron Ashby goes out and shows me something else. But that's my opinion on that guy right there with the projected lineups. Both bullpens, big difference, guys. Like what I thought going into it, the Brewers pen hasn't been the Brewers pen. They've been ass at the end of the day. Brewers pen is 25th over the last 30 days with a 5.04 ERA, and the Rockies pen is 22nd with a 4.53 ERA. No run first inning is at -115. And prop-wise, guys, I can't hate you if you want to run any side here. But I would look at Rockies. Rockies hit lefties well. And both bullpens haven't been good. So it's all about taking advantage of a bullpen also. And the one guy I did bet here is Hunter Renfroe versus Kyle Freeland. He's batting .389 in 18 plate appearances. 7 hits, 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles, and a home run. His over 1.5 is at -114 today. And I did bet that as a single bet. Why? It's not just those numbers, guys. This guy's on a 10-game hit streak. In just over the last 3 games, he has 6 hits with 15 total bases. The guy's seeing the fucking ball well, and this guy, career-wise, has always hit lefties better than righties. If you look at the numbers this year, they're pretty even, but this guy gets paid to hit lefties, guys. Let me tell you, I know this. I watched this guy in San Diego for a long time, and he did it in Boston, and he's doing it here. His bat's hot. He is one guy to watch the fuck out for when he is humming. 2 bad pins and multiple chances at a guy he sees well. The best part about him seeing him, he has 0 walks in those 18 plate appearances. He's looking to swing the bat, guys. I like betting on guys who look to swing the bat. So give me some over 1.5 Hunter Renfroe -114. Please and thank you. And I'll also be on Kyle Freeland's K-Prop 5+ at +117 for a quarter unit today. Now we're going to talk about the last game. And it's something where if you watch this a lot, you're going to know this, and you're going to know Sharpie does this. And this is something that I like to preach about, guys. Noah Syndergaard Day. This is like fucking Christmas, kid in a candy store. This is where you have a little fun. You pull out the lotto money, and then you pick on a guy. And I know bullshit. Going back through, I think I've only lost 1 out of the last 10. Sometimes they don't offer it to me, but we're picking on Noah Syndergaard once again, guys. At the end of the day, he is the best pitcher to take stolen base props on. He has the slowest time to home plate. He has a high leg kick and a very slow delivery. You can steal on him any given Sunday, any given day that ends in Y. And we're not going to look at guys that have 20, 15, 10 stolen bases. There's going to be no value in that, guys. So We're going to play the lotto here. Let's talk about it. He played them on June 20th in Los Angeles. We know with Syndergaard, he's better in LA than he is on the road. He's going to be on the road here, guys. He went 7 innings, gave up 8 hits with 5 earned runs. 8 hits is ample opportunities to steal bases, guys. And a lot of these guys hit into a double or a fielder's choice on the next pitch, so the guy didn't even have a chance to steal. So we're going to get into some of those. And we're going to play odds here, guys. We're going to play the odds of baseball because in baseball, what? The best hitters get a hit 3 out of 10 times. So we're going to take that theory into what I'm about to talk about. Michael A. Taylor is 3 for 10 off of Noah Syndergaard. He had a single and was 1 for 3 off of Noah Syndergaard last week, or on June 20th, not last week, last month. And he got out on a fielder's choice the next pitch. His stolen base is at plus 2,000. Oh, you don't think you're going to see a $5, $10 bill right there? You motherfucking did. And, yeah, I expect this guy to get on base. If he gets on base, he's stealing a bag. He has 2 stolen bases on the year. I don't freaking care. Catchers can steal a base off of this guy. So let's get into the next guy, Benintendi. Oh, he has 3 stolen bases on the year. And one of them were versus Noah Syndergaard on June 20th. Why? I'm going to stay off Benintendi, and I still don't hate it, guys. I still probably should put a sprinkle on him. It's still plus 800 for a stolen base for Benintendi, and I'm going to sprinkle everything plus 1,000 and more, guys, because like I said, if you get on base, you're going, and if just one person steals a base, it just pays all fucking off. And it's nice to have fun to spend $50 on a game, and I smoke $50, guys, in an hour, maybe 2 hours. So at the end of the day, that's chump change to me. Some people don't bet like that. If your bankroll's smaller, put $5 on it. Even $1 on a plus 2,000, guys, is gonna give you $20, guys. Like, have some fun. Don't go balls out. What I'm saying, don't be putting $50 on every. I mean, if you got that type of bankroll, big dog, my bad. But this is a fun game where I like to pick on Syndergaard, and I do this every fucking time out. I'll spend $50 on some stolen base props, and it hits more often than not. But he was 2 for 2 off of him on June 20th, and he's 2 out of 6 lifetime off of him. Now, to me, I don't like guys unless they have 15 plate appearances. Granted, Michael A. Taylor only has 10, but at least that's 10. 15 plate appearances, guys, means you've seen the guy more than 3 games. 3 games means the pitcher could have been off. You could have been off. 15 plate appearances starts to speak to a truth. So even at plus 800, it's worth a sprinkle, guys. The fact is, if you get on base, you're stealing. That is what it is. And if you want to help pub sports, it's not stealing to go on over and use that fucking buy me a coffee. It's really not a buy me a coffee. It's buy me a beer once you click onto it. So you want to say thank you in another way. You can't sign up with Prize Picks. Go on over there. Drop a little $5 dono. Say thank you to motherfucking the Balking Dead. And buy me a beer after we cash some props. But I'd say go Dirty K, because once we go Dirty K, we really betting big money there, guys. So real money, guys. So today we're having a shit pitch whisperer type day. And we're going to have some fun. So, yeah, definitely like Benintendi and any fucking, excuse my language, not any guy you like to get a hit today on the Royals. Take him for a stolen base. Sprinkle the home run. Take him for the stolen base. If that little asshole gets a hit and it's a home run, you're really going to be mad that he didn't get a stolen base. It is what it is. It's happened. Just think about it, guys. Just think about it. So shout out to you guys. Smash the damn like if you haven't, and let's talk these Prize Picks really damn quick. We got 3 of them, guys, and you know I have to go with what I'm betting. I'm already on Kyle Freeland over 4.5 at plus money on a quarter unit. 4, even better. Sign me the fuck up, please and thank you. He has 5 strikeouts or more, and 75% of his games this year on the road against non-division opponents, and all the numbers, strikeout numbers, K percent numbers, walk numbers, average OPS, all says he's going to go 6 innings and have at least a strikeout per inning type day. So I don't like betting shit pitchers. That's why I'm going a quarter unit on him today. And then Zach Nutsack or Plesack, however you want to call it. This guy has been ass the last few games, but I have a theory for why so. So I think he goes out there and deals. He's going up against a team that looks like they've just given up. They're waiting for guys to get traded. They don't know if they're getting traded. And they're just really, really bad right now. I expect Plesac to be out there for at least 6 innings today. And 18.5 is stupid for a guy who should have a quality start today. I'm also on him at 3.5 strikeouts at minus 150 on a quarter unit bet. This guy has been averaging strikeouts at that number. Let's get to him. Okay. Zach Nutsack. He averages 4 Ks on the road versus non-division teams this year, and he's going up against a team walking 5%, bottom 2 in the league, striking out top 2 in the league at almost 30%. 218 average, 663 OPS. They're just not seeing the damn ball at all. Everything adds up for this. Should be a nice Plesac spot. Pitched versus them last year. He had a strikeout per inning. And JD Martinez has been a nuisance to this guy. He ain't in the lineup. So I expect a big day from Plesac. I'm on the over 1.5 Hunter Renfroe as a personal bet, minus 114. This guy has really good numbers off of Kyle Freeland. He's made his money off of hitting lefties in his lifetime. And he also has a bottom 10 bullpen after Freeland does come out the game. And over the last 10 games, he's on a 10-game hit streak. The last 3, he has 2 hits in each game with 15 total bases. The guy's just seeing the ball really fucking well right now. So shout out to you guys. Let's make some freaking money today. And tomorrow we really get into them because it's Tuesday. And it ain't Taco Tuesday. It's Sharpie Tuesday.